Hello and welcome back to Pandemic Playground with Dave. So we are back at Never Surrender, Ship Evolution, and we are going to adjust the thrusters a little bit more in this episode. Alright, so we are back with Ship Evolution, and one thing you may have noticed, I added a door back here. So the door here is just to make it easier to get to the access of the bridge as quickly as possible, which we created this whole bubbled bridge system previously, which wasn't too bad. But yeah, we need to adjust the thrusters a bit. So basically, without the hydrogen thrust, just ion thrust with the large ion thrusters, I realized the side one only has one large ion thruster, so side thrusting is piss poor. And honestly, forward and backward thrust is pretty piss poor too. I mean, it's decent, it's just not that great. So we need to figure out a way to adjust this a little bit more. I mean, if we were to go dampeners off and go forward, we'll probably pick up speed a little bit quicker because the backward thrust is not being activated. But it doesn't really slow down or pick up speed quick enough. I think ideally if we add one or two more forward and backwards, left and right, up and down, then that would probably pick it up a lot quicker. I mean, the other option is to build a little bit more hydrogen thrust so that it can use hydrogen to kind of pick up the speed here. So we don't have any forward hydrogen thrust right now, but we do have up and down, so maybe it does help a little bit. It helps a tiny bit. Having small hydrogen thrust doesn't really help that significantly, but it helps a bit. I mean, ideally we add large ones, but our ship is a little too small for that, to be honest. We can add one in the back to go forward, which might be helpful, but also not so much because we do not have room in the front. So the ion thrusters on the side, the small ones, putting them here, that's definitely going to help with the side thrusting a lot. But it doesn't solve for our forward and backwards. So we do need to add some more thrust somehow, somewhere in here. Whether we add one additional large one, or find a way to do two. So that gets us part of the evolution here. Alright, so before we do all that, let's kind of fix up the hydrogen thrust that we're going to do. So we did say we're going to do like 3 hydrogen thrusts on the front side, on each side. And the side ones, we plan to put it right over here somewhere. So let's just get on with that first. Alright, so first things first, we need to add some piping on each side here. So we can easily do normal pipes like this, or we can use the tubings, the C tubes like that. Or if anything, we can use these, which is not too bad either. I mean, it kind of matches with the beams, so I might just do that actually. So let's just do that. So we'll add the white one here, and we'll add one here. I think we're gonna do the same on the back end. The back end, we need a conveyor junction right there if we had the parts for it. Right there. And yeah, I think that'll do it pretty much, so that we could just add the small hydrogen thrust over there. Alright, so we should get that all welded up and we should be good to go. Alright, so we are done with the thrust in the front and in the back, so we get 3 additional thrusters, or 6 total, front and back, as you see there. So I think that should give us a little bit more of a oomph or push forward. So with the hydrogen on, it speeds up a little bit better. It's not terrible. It could do better, but it's not terrible. It's a large ship in some ways. It's also small in some ways too, but it's large and it needs more thrust for sure if we want to pick up speed a lot faster and stop and everything like that. But it's not that bad for a large ship at the moment. It could do better for sure, but that's how we have our thrust currently. So thrust here, I probably want to get rid of and change that out a little bit, because I want to put the thrust over here actually. So if I put the thrust here, it technically cannot be on this level here. Unless I put it right here and right here. That's the only way I can do that. Otherwise, it's going to burn some things down. So that's actually not looking good. So I know I mentioned I was going to put it here, but now it seems like a bad idea for some reason. So how else can I do this? Looks like we could put it back here. We get rid of the solar panel. That's an idea as well. And we just got to figure something else out for this. So right here seems like a good idea actually. So we get rid of this solar panel. It's a nice flat spot with pretty much nothing here. We just got to flip this thing over to the side, which it doesn't have anything. So we could flip him over to the side, or it over I should say. The O2H2, so we probably don't need too many of these, but we can flip it this way. And now we can link up any like, what's it call it? It's the conveyor junctions right over here, or we can use these types of tubing. I'm more inclined to use conveyor junction right here in this place. So we could add one here, or throughout the whole entire back right here. And we can add the thrust. So that is gonna look good. So we have, how many can we add? We can add a total of 1, 2, 3, 4 if we need to. So do we want to add 4? It's the question. I guess we can. Oh wow, I cannot add one right here without adding one. That's interesting. All right. Do we need 4? Probably not, but why not? So add 4 here, and this hopefully makes it a little bit more on the airtight side, as I'm covering a speck of the large cargo container that's right underneath the engines here. So I feel like we need to move some of these stuff here. Well, reactors we should probably move in the inside, protect it a little bit better. But with this here, we can use, I kind of want to use the old-fashioned ones, or this one, the old one here, instead of this one. Yeah, they're all the same in a way. Which one should I use? I like this one because it fits better on the conveyor junctions. This one kind of overlaps. Well, let's just do this one. So we do 4. Yeah, we could definitely do 4. So we do the ball hanging to the right side. For this one. So we just do right here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And we can do the same on this side if we want to. I should probably flip this one around too, just in case this one gets terminated. But I don't know how that all kind of connects anyways. So we should probably figure that out first, to be honest. Because right now all these conveyor junctions are connected just to this O2H2 system. So if I were to get rid of this one, so I think I need this one to be that way. Yeah, I think I need it to be that way. This one is connected through this connector here. Oh. No, this is the main one right here. this connects to this one, that connects to this, and the engines and the uranium. So that's the weak point, right? Oh no, this is conveyor for the large cargo container. Okay, actually there's 2 points here of contact, which is good. So I can't really flip this one over because I need this to be up and down this way. What I can do is add some piping to make it look a little better if we want to do it that way. That wouldn't be terrible. And I probably want to swap these ion thrusters. Did I add these recently? I feel like I did. Why didn't we add this one instead? Or this way? That looks a little bit better. Anyways, here we go. So we got our thrusting in the back. We can add an additional one here. We need to, if we want to make sure that that's not the only point of contact for these conveyor junctions, we have to add some kind of pipe system here. Either we use actual pipes, like so. We probably just gotta do it this way, right? And join it over here with a T-shaped one. It's either this type of tubing, or we're gonna have to go with the old school tubing of this one. I feel like we should probably use the old school type for some reason, but I don't know. Do we have a T-shaped one here now? Yeah, we do. Let's just try the pipe first. Let's see how that looks. I mean, I like the pipes. Pipes are the cooler option, I think. Here, so that pipes it that way, and it's not bad. So honestly, we could do it with the rest of them like that too, if we want to, or at least do 2 layers of it. Not necessary, but I think it's just for the aesthetics of it, just to make it look decent. We could probably do this. Alright, so this one is not going to connect to anything, so we could just do it this way. Actually, nope. That just gives it a little bit more design to it and some functionality to it. Not a lot, but it helps protect the thrusters from getting destroyed, and then we have multiple points of contact where it connects to the hydrogen. Without it, we have too much of a weak spot. So I guess that will help a little bit. It's, again, not a significant change or addition, or it's not going to do too much. Helps just a tiny bit, to be honest. So, I mean, it's not bad. But let's see what it looks like when we put these together. Alright, here we go. So, that's looking okay. The only thing is this one that looks a little odd. And that's only because there's no real way to kind of connect it all. So, actually, no, there is a way. We can do this. Ooh. That's a little bit too much materials out. Okay, I have an idea here. We're gonna do a T-shape here, and we can do another T-shape here. But in this end, we can do C's and C's like that. Totally unnecessary, but we're gonna do it this way anyways. Here we go. So that's all connected. We could change the color of it if we want to. Actually, you know what? We can even do this too. We're gonna change the color. Yeah, we're gonna change this also. So we're gonna do a T-shape here as well, and then a C down here, and we should be set there. Now, color-wise, I don't know. Should we keep it on this color? Probably not. The blue's not gonna look good on it. I feel like if we use a gold or yellowish color, it might look decent. I don't know. Let's just see what it looks like. It gives it a little bit more color because it's matching the hydrogen thrust. So maybe we keep it like that for now. I don't know. I don't mind it. It doesn't look that bad. There are little yellow specks here and there, like this the ports here, there. So maybe we leave it that way, or we use a gray color. I don't know. For now, I'm gonna leave it as that. Yeah, let's just leave it as that. So the worst part is this. I feel like the T shape it does work, but I think I might actually have to go with this one, the junction. I didn't want the port sticking out, but maybe it will come in handy eventually anyway. So, yeah, that's fine. We'll leave it. Alright, so now we just gotta weld up the rest of the hydrogen thrust on the side and go from there. Alright, so we are done with the hydrogen thrust on the sides on both ends here, and that's actually not looking too bad. So I was running out of metal grids, although I could produce more. So I got rid of the two that was on the side here. So now it looks a little naked, but if we had to, we can add a little bit of the beams here to kind of situate it a bit better. So I'm thinking that looks okay. Alright, so we can use like the little slope one and I guess a half block here actually. Yep, that'll do. And there goes a little bit of a wing side. Actually, that's looking pretty good. I like that. That's working out really, really well. Okay. So we just need to do a regular one. There we go. Okay. So weld it up. And we could use this conveyor junction. Or put a conveyor junction here for something later down the line. So we can utilize the port here for weapons or whatever the case may be, but we can leave it for now. Let me get some energy and we'll figure out the rest from here on out. Okay, so energy's up and running. We have side thrust, we have forward, backwards, up and down for hydrogen. Not much at all, so it's about 6 on each side except for left and right. Left and right we actually have actually a lot less. So that's the thing. So technically we have 6 on each side. Left and right should also have 6. So we need 2 more to kind of make everything equal in terms of the thrusting. So what can we do there? I guess not much. Unfortunately. Unless we do put them on the side right here, 1 and 2. Which is definitely a possibility. What is under this thing? Probably nothing, right? Yeah, there's nothing here. So there's no way to really connect it except for this junction here, which is the problem. So if there was a junction over here, then it would work out. But since we don't have that there, we have a bit of a problem. And I mean, we could reverse the whole thing. I mean, the refinery, we reverse it so that we have the port on that side. But is it worth doing that right now? Probably not. So what other options do we have? We could turn this and this into conveyor junction that connects to this thing right here. That's the other option. But we definitely need to move these these small reactors. We need to put it inside. It's really bad to have it out there because it's gonna get shot down really, really easily in that sense. So where can we even put it inside? I guess there are some spots. We can put it right here as another. It's an option. But is that the outside? No, we're kind of protected. Okay, so we definitely could put 2 right here actually. I think this cargo container is going to be our biggest downfall in terms of airtightness, but we can adjust that later down the line. But in terms of a reactor, right, we could definitely put that right over here. Yeah. So the port is on the bottom end and the back end, so we can just do this, and that's going to look decent. Yeah, that's going to be fine. So we can put 1 here, and obviously put another one on the opposite side. So we're gonna do that, and we're just gonna have to grind down the reactor on the outside and import everything, all the materials that we need into the inside one. So let's just take care of that and see how that's gonna look. So do we lose anything for doing this? I don't think so. I think we get all the pieces from it. Forgot about that. Had a little bit of uranium in there, which is fine. So let's take this out, get the uranium loaded up back in there. Let's get inside and let's see how this is gonna work. So if we were to just grab it here, right? I think it's gonna work out. So yeah, we have everything, I think. Yeah, it looks like we can get everything from here, which is perfect. There we go. So we can get that loaded up with uranium, and it just picked it up, which is perfect. So this is looking good. This gives it a little bit more protection than it does when it's outside. So that's why we're doing it this way. I mean, it's probably not going to help significantly, to be honest, but it's going to help a bit. Right, so we are good there. What else can we do? What else can we move around? We can definitely put a vent system right here if we want to make this airtight. But again, I don't think this is going to be an airtight system because of this cargo container unless we find a way to close it up. So if we close this up like this, then maybe. But then if this refinery is here with the mods is not airtight, then that's also a problem. So we got to figure that out. But for now, we wanted to do 2 junctions right over here. So we're going to slap on the ones here. We could put more piping throughout as well if we wanted to. Probably not going to do that. Okay. So from here, we could do junction like this. 2 more of these for the thruster. So maybe we add 1 more here. Yeah, I think we add 1 more here. That's fine. We could put the thrust as it is right now, like this, instead of putting it out here. But I think I'd rather push it up a little bit more. So kind of didn't want to use too many of these conveyor junctions because they do look kind of terrible because they're just boxes. But it's fine. I don't want to use piping either because that's going to look a little weird at the same time. But we should be okay with this. These are not that great in terms of it getting shot down and everything like that. It breaks pretty easily. So that's the risk we're going to run into. But now we have spot for all the extra thrusters, so we're gonna have 6 on both sides, left and right, at least. Instead of 4 and 4, which didn't make sense, versus all the other ones that we have, which is 6. So right there, okay, so that's making it look a little bit terrible, but it's not that bad. And I could put the piping on top just to make it look decent too. So yeah, I think that should be okay in some ways. Alright, the hydrogen thrust is done. So here we could add different piping methods here, which we can continue to use the gold color, the yellow color, or do we go with the gray? I'll stick with this color for now. And this one could probably use this one, I guess. And that's gonna give it a little bit more shape, I guess. It's unique in its own little way, I guess. Yeah. Alright, that's all set and done. So, as much as it didn't want to put the pipings like this, it kind of makes it better because there's multiple points of contact. So it's connected from the top and connected from the bottom. If that's only we get shot down a little bit, so it prevents that from really falling apart too much. So we are looking good here. As much hydrogen as possible. Hydrogen thrust. I mean, we could put more in the bottom somehow, but we didn't do that. We did mostly what's on top. Next to the tanks. Well, tanks being exposed is definitely not a good thing. But it just makes it look cooler though. So that's the problem we're gonna run into. And yeah, so other than that, another problem that we have here is that this is likely not airtight because of the refinery here. So this, we have to do something about that. So I think if we were to do something like this, that might help it get airtight. Maybe, just maybe, potentially, hopefully, I guess you can say. If we added that here and maybe a door system, maybe not here but on that side. Should we keep it this way? Alright, that's a weird one. Okay, so I'm okay with using that. And use a block there. This is where it gets tricky. We could use the smaller one. This one here. Yeah, I don't know. This, I don't like the way it's placed this way. And because of the, I guess, these cat ear kind of situation. But we could do this. We'll just do that for now. Just for now. We'll figure that out later down the line. So we're supposed to add a door here somewhere, but we'll do that in a second. Let's see what we're looking at and working with first. And then we'll add the doors. We should probably just put windows instead of these blocks, but whatever. Okay, so that's looking a little different and solid. If we add a door, it would probably be right here. Yeah, it's gonna be right there. And if we're gonna do it, we might as well do it on both sides. What kind of door we want to use? Let's see our options. We have like these offset doors, which looks okay, but it's sticking out a little too much more than I would like. I'm not gonna use the vaults. Well, actually, this is the offset door. The other one's right smack in the middle. Sliding doors sticks out too much, so I am gonna use the offset. That's what we're gonna use, right? Yes. So we're gonna offset it towards the inside like that. There we go. So we got our door system. We should potentially be airtight now. The only part that might not be is right here, which is sitting above the large cargo container. So if that's the case, we could just take out the engine and place it elsewhere. And honestly, it looks like we could just place it right here. If we want to do that, that might work. I don't want to remove them now because they do have hydrogen in there. And if we removed it, we're going to lose the hydrogen. So that's the biggest problem there. But we are looking decent. Is there a transition block to fill this in? Kind of, but not really. Depending on the way I place it. So this one was close. But that would mean I have to get rid of that block right there. This actually looks decent though. Actually, I'm going to add this here. Okay. So yeah. Definitely going to add that transition block there. I actually like that one. Is there two different ones? I think so. Yeah. So let's add this one here and here. We can get rid of this one and see if we can find a different transition block instead. And I think it would be a transition block, right? Kind of? Not really. This is a little more difficult of a kind of transition. So what do we have that can do this? It might be something as basic as possible. So something like this. That's the base. Yep, there you go. That works out. So there's a block for everything, which is awesome. So that just made the ship a little bit taller in the back end, which not exactly what I wanted, but we'll be alright. Do we need more ion thrusters? Small ones? The small ones, I feel like they're very insignificant. So I don't know. Can we put another large one out here somewhere? Yeah, I think so. I think we actually put it here, but it's not going to look that great. I think I'll stick with the small ones for now. But let's see what else is here. No, I think we're looking good. With all the thrust that we get from the hydrogen, I think it's going to push it a little bit further in terms of speed. So if we were to maneuver left and right, oof, it's still a little bit slow, but it's not that bad. But if we go forward and backwards, it's still picking up. Okay, so it's not good, it's not bad as it was before. The only real thing left to do is to kind of weld up all these ion thrusters on the side, and then we should be able to pick up more speed quicker for side-to-side movement. We still need to find a solution for forward and backwards though, because I think it should move a little faster than what it is. And all this here is, you know what? If it's possible, we can just do this. We can put a wall up here. Let's just use this slope block. And from here, we can use some panels on the floor. And that should really kind of make this airtight right here. So we didn't have to worry too much of that. But either way, it's airtight. But, yeah, either way, it's airtight, actually. So if it's gonna leak, it's gonna leak up here, which is fine. So we didn't need to separate it. Do we need to separate from here? Yeah, I would probably separate from here for now. But let me think. If it leaks, it's gonna leak through here and up here anyway. So yeah, it's not gonna work out. Okay. But I mean, in terms of the design purposes, I think it would be nice to make this into a cockpit, a catwalk, create a catwalk. So that would make it look a little bit better. And I think we can we access the port with the graded catwalk? No, we can't. I was hoping we could. Oh well, that's fine. That's not a big deal. So this way we can just walk on a straighter platform than on a rugged refinery. I was hoping I can get to this, but I guess not. Maybe we just leave it open. What do you think? We just leave it like that. I mean, yeah, we could just kind of leave it like that. Not a big deal. And this goes into the doorway there. We could turn this into an airlock spot, where we could put a vent right here to depressurize when we're about to get outside. So if that's the case, then we gotta turn these to panels. Should I do that? Then I would have to program it with some kind of timer to say when I'm in here where it's pressurized, and once I open it, it'll be pressurized until this door closes, and then it'll depressurize. Well, I'll probably do a sensor where it detects me and it'll depressurize that way. Yeah. That's certainly an idea. Okay, so if that is the idea, if it's possible to do it that way, which I think it is. Alright, So instead of catwalks, we're doing panels because we know for sure this will make it airtight. Right there. And we do need to add one right above the refinery as well to make sure it's airtight. Over here. Right, so I think we could test it. Let's just get the air vent here going right now. So air vents, we can add one right there. Oh, we can't add one because it's the same spacing. No, that's not what I want. Okay, so that's a problem. I was hoping to add it right here, but it needs this spacing to do so. So that's out of the picture. Oh wells. Oop. We'll leave it like this for now. All right, we'll figure it out. If we could find a way to get air here or some kind of depressurization, then it works out as an airlock system. But if not, it is what it is, and that sucks. Oh well. What are you gonna do? All right. What's next? These things. So we need to fill out all these things, but it takes 80 thruster components each, which I would say I hope they are done. I have 229 there, so let's see. Thruster components. I have 15 here. Why did I have a lot. I have 900 plus. Oh, I have more. Huh. I think I'm good here, actually. I should be able to kind of weld all these up right now. It'll take some time because I don't think we can carry too much thruster components, and we didn't reset up the welding ship or bridge ship. So let's see how long this takes. Alright, so that didn't take too long at all, which is great. And of course I forgot the same block that I need to add here. So we can do that as well. Right there. I mean, we could add this heat vent thing, but it looks kind of odd over there. We probably need to add in the front or the back to make it look a little better. I haven't really seen what it kind of looks like, but I think we're good. Do we have any thrusters going forward? That's ion. We don't. That's actually interesting. We definitely could put more then if that's the case. We could put one here. Potentially. But it's going to take up like 3 spacing. Maybe we'll do that. I'm thinking of doing that, to be honest. So I wanted to push a little bit faster forward. For it to go backwards, we can add some more in here as well if we need to. Other options is put small ones up here or anywhere in here, well, even in on the bottom, because the bottom doesn't have much going on anyway, so we can tack it on there if we had to. But right now with the side thrust, I think we should be good in terms of left and right push or thrust. Ooh, that looks good. Different colors there. Okay, yeah. See how fast that goes in meters per second. That's how fast I needed to go forward and backwards as well. So that's not that bad. Is it faster? Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Gets about 8 meters per second. And then we're gonna do forward. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's about the same. Not the most scientific way to test it, but it was very, very similar. Not too bad. Alright, so I feel like we need to add a low beam block here. A beam block here. Just so we can access the refinery down here. And looks like support. Or maybe not this one. The opportunity... Let's add a different color. The opportunity looks like it's going to be to slowly slope it this way. Right there. There we go. So that gives it a little more support in some ways. Alright. We're looking good. I'm working with a tight spot. space. I feel like eventually once we start arming this thing and make it battle ready, it's gonna kind of completely change because we need to add our weapons, and there's a ton of different weapons we can use. So here's our arsenal here. So we could do Gatling turrets, missile turrets, interior turrets if we want to go that far, but we have assault cannons and artillery turrets as well. So these will help us aim for the help us aim. We don't have to aim, but if we wanted to go crazy, we're gonna add a railgun. And if we wanted to automatically aim, guess what? We have our controller turret system, or custom turret controller, let's just say. And that's gonna help us detect and aim at stuff that we want to aim at. Now, even if we want to attack on any turrets right this moment, we're gonna have a tough time because we have no real ports for it. So if they're hidden underneath here, then perfect, then we can just add some on top here. But I don't think that's the case. So that's where we're gonna run into some issues. In terms of adding more ion thrust, I feel like if we add it here, would that look decent? So we're like adding small ones here. Okay, so if we add it one back, we can do this. I think that looks decent. Yeah, that looks okay. I'm okay with that. So if we wanted to add more thrust, this is where we're gonna do it. And of course, I'm gonna have to weld that up later down the line too. But yeah, we're just gonna keep changing it up a little bit more. But that's the point of this whole series: this evolution of the ship, making it battle ready for Never Surrender. Although yes, I have heard it's been bugged and everything like that, so it might not even work out. But we're gonna give it a shot anyway and see what's gonna happen. Alright, so we are good on one side. Now, can we put one on the bottom and top? Actually, we could. Well, not top. Bottom looks like we could. Shoot, if we put it in the bottom, we have to add two, just to make it look right. We'll leave it for now. But we do need to weld up this side as well. And I am going to be honest with you. I'm getting very, very accustomed to build planner now, since I've been using it more often than I did with easy inventory in the series. Although I do have easy inventory on now, but I'm getting very used to build planner finally. So for those of you who keep saying easy inventory is obsolete, I agree with you. It was just a preference, but my preference seems to be changing a little bit now. So for now, I like the option of having both. So eventually I probably will move away from easy inventory. So yeah. Right, so that's looking decent. Yeah, that looks good. So we have more stopping power in the front thrusting aspect. We could add more, so we can even add 2 here or even 2 here. Right, so it will change the look over here a little bit. So that's the unfortunate part. But that's a good thing. In terms of backwards thrust, can we get rid of this? We could. Okay, not backward thrust, forward thrust. We can add some here, and this is actually perfect. We add one here, one here. Can we add one right here? I think so. Yeah, we can. Definitely add another one there, and it should be airtight in that sense. Yep, that should do it. And now I'm gonna weld those up, but at least we have additional, slightly more thrust. Not a lot, just a bit more. If we want to put more, of course we could. I think in the back end here, there's more than enough room to do so. Like, get rid of this block, put one here, one there, and there we go. We got 2 more ion thrusts. But the ion thrust is probably not even that important, or it gives us that much more push, more than the hydrogen thrust anyways. The hydrogen thrusters, even though we have small ones only, it was just to help us push forward a little bit. It's not going to be like a large hydrogen thrust, which will probably get us to 100 in no time flat, right? Which is probably what I want eventually, if it's going to be battle ready. I do want to be able to move it and maneuver it as quickly as possible, but we do also got to understand it's a large ship at the same time, so it's not going to be as maneuverable. We could make it maneuverable, but it's likely not going to be maneuverable because it's going to kind of end up being like a battleship in some ways, where it's going to be loaded up with different armories, weapons, and stuff like that. So we just gotta kind of be like a sitting duck, basically. And if we want to go crazy to make this battle ready, ideally we would change these blocks to not light armor but heavy armor. Who's got time to do that? I don't know. I mean, it's something I would do if I am gonna make it battle ready, and I should do it, but I don't know at this point. Should we change everything? Likely we should, but are we going to? Probably not. We'll kind of see. There's a lot of blocks to replace, or maybe I replace only significant areas, right? So that we know it's going to be protected a little better. Or what we can do is also do maybe heavy armor plates, which will give it a little bit more protection on top of the light armor plates. So that is also an option. Or we play around with a mod and give it a bit of a shield. I don't know. Many different things we can do here, to be honest. And so far, so good with the ship. This thing is looking pretty decent, especially adding the smaller iron thrusters on the side here. Actually, that looks pretty interesting. Even the large one itself looks cool because it has one large one and has 4 tiny ones here. So that's cool. But adding the smaller one to the side, that actually gives it a little more definition too, which is awesome. Alright, so we have more forward than backward thrust now? No, same. We have less based on... Actually, no, everything's the same. Because I didn't turn these off. So I think we are in good shape here. Yeah, we're definitely... Yeah, so we definitely are in good shape. We really don't need all those thrusters anyways because we have jump drive. We can just jump everywhere anyways, but yeah. If we... Okay, so I need to map all my hydrogen thrust now. So... And we're only doing that just so we can turn off hydrogen thrusting when we need to. So I'm going to have to select each and every one of these thrusters. Wow, we added a lot actually. Save that. So now we can turn them all off. Is that all off? That's all off. Perfect. So 6 on the bottom, 6 on the top, 6 on the side, 6 forward and backwards. So that is what we wanted. Yep. We are looking good. We are in good shape here. I feel like in terms of coloring aspects, something must change, and I feel like this needs to turn to a different color because it's clashing a little bit, and I think it's gonna be it has to be turned gray. Yeah, I guess we can do it that way. A little off, but that's not too bad. All right, cool. Now what? Now. You know, there's something we definitely don't have, and there's a lot of lights. So we need to add spotlights and everything like that in the future. But we should be okay for now, this very moment. Okay. Do we want to test for air tightness? We probably can. I don't know. It's not priority right now. But I think if we close everything that we need to close up, we should be okay. We only have 1 door here? I thought we added 2. Guess we only have 1. Alright, so that's one door here, but I think we have two here. Odd system that we have here. And yeah, I think everything is closed up here, right? Let's just check. So actually it's not. Alright, so we have to close these things up too. And this one too. Alright. So the air vent we can add here. I don't know why I add the support there, but whatever. But it could be anywhere else too, because yeah, because we didn't tie it to, we didn't separate the bridge of the main ship versus this one. So we could put it back here, or we put it up here, which I think we just might have to put it up there. And this is temporary anyways. This is not, we're not going to keep it up there, I think. But this is just more of a test nonetheless. So we put an air vent here. We are not airtight. So I need the script or mod to find out which area is not airtight. Shoot. This is definitely airtight, right? It should be at least. I would think it is. It's gotta be the hydrogen engines. That's the only thing I know that has a bit of a hole. So scrap that idea for now. We don't need to make that airtight. Our bridge ship is a different story, right? Is that airtight? This is not even gonna be airtight, is it? Is this airtight? It's got a bit of a hole, but I think it might actually be airtight. I don't know. We did say we're gonna test it, but we don't need to at this point, because this is closed by two doors, so we didn't even need to do the hangars. Why am I doing hangars? Yeah, right. So there's that. Okay. So bridge ship. So much more we can add here, but if we were to add a vent system, where are we gonna add it? We can add it over here. I guess we can find a spot where there's one. Okay, so not many spots. Maybe right here then. I was hoping to be finding something right in the middle so I could just make it in the symmetrical aspect of it. But either way, this medical bay makes everything not symmetrical anyways. And why is this thing white? That makes it look a little bit better. Just a tad. Okay, if we add the air, oh, we could have added the air right there. Then the bed right here. So we get some fresh air pointing my way. Alright, whatever. We're gonna put it here. So, yeah. So we can't really check it out. But we are not airtight here either. Not good. Okay, so what is the problem? Huh. The door's open. There we go. That is... Alright, we're good. My emergency hatch door right here was the problem. That was open. But, of course, the moment we open up one of these doors, we're going to lose the air, I think. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like... Oh no, we are airtight. We are pressurized. So, that confirms the hangar gap here doesn't matter. Although, it looks like it matters. So, that's a good thing. And we open this up here. We should be airtight. And then the last door that we open up, that's when we're going to lose our oxygen. Because it's not airtight on that side. Over there. Alright, so that's not too bad. We'll close everything up. Yeah, we lose air. So where is it doing that? I'm pretty sure it is the engines outside. If not, then it's this whole window system. It's one of those. So I don't know, but I really think likely it is this because I can see right through. So that's the biggest problem. Like I said before, it's got... We could always find more ice, so maybe I should just take these out. Actually, I don't even need it, so what's the point of having hydrogen engines anyways at this point? We have reactor, yeah, we have uranium. So why are we sticking with Yeah, I don't know what I'm thinking. We don't need it. We have a whole bunch of uranium that we can gather and keep on producing, so we should be good without it. For sure. Yeah, definitely for sure. Alright, so let's just deal with that. How much uranium we have anyways? We have uranium. We have a decent amount still. We could get a lot more. We have to get a lot more. But if we did need to put in the hydrogen engines again, we have some space in here anyways to do so. So we put it here, or maybe in here. I don't know. We can figure it out. Just need some extra ports. Yeah, we can turn one of these into a conveyor junction and add the engines here. That's not a problem at all. Yep, we're good. We're good in that front. It's getting really cramped in here. A little bit of claustrophobia, but we should be okay. Alright, testing the air now. If we were to open up everything. Oh, we lost air. So, that's not good. Okay, so it wasn't just that. It was something else as well. Ooh. That's a waste of air. Alright, so we lost it somewhere in here. This is where it gets difficult, since we gotta figure out where that leak is coming from. Again, I think it's right over there anyways, but oh well. Is it a script or was it a mod for the leaks? I can't recall. And I think I'm gonna figure it out later on. I realize I only have one assembler here. Why? I don't know. So, oh, here's a small hydrogen tank. We don't need this. We can get rid of this, I think. Can we? Kind of connected to everything, so I'm gonna leave it for now. But we do only have one assembler and with one mod. I think we should add more mods here to make things faster, but I think we should be okay. I think the only thing we're really producing is, oh, we finished producing everything actually, so we're good. And we have spare thruster components here, so that's good. Things are turning out to be a little bit different than I imagined. But yeah, I think we do need to gather more uranium. And that's going to help us with power and our weapons. So we definitely need to go ahead and do that too. Where can we get uranium? So it looks like we got uranium 34 kilometers away. Is that the only one? It could have been. It could have been. We need an ore detector. Especially for the bridge ship in the front. We never added one. I don't know why we never added one. I think we could add it right down there in the bottom, right next to the piston anyways, but that's a spot for it. Alright, so right behind me supposedly is, I don't know what. But it looks like we never explored this way before. Ooh, wow, I could still kind of move this thing okay, but it's so big that it's a little rough. We can add more gyroscopes, I think, to kind of help it. Are both my gyroscope at 100%? Yes, they are. So that's interesting. So, do you want to explore? Ooh, that's a lot of clusters of asteroids that we never even went to yet. But that's pretty far away too. This one looks promising. It's a huge asteroid, but it's pretty far away actually. Screw it. Turn on my hydrogen thrusters, and yeah, it looks like we need more gyroscopes for this big boy to kind of maneuver a bit. So I don't even know where I put the other gyroscope. I definitely could put it. That's the gravity generator. I could put it here, and I could put two more. So let's do that. And there we go. Okay, so we got 2 gyroscopes, 1 on each side. Let's see how this thing kind of steers now. It's a little bit better. I guess we can add more if we need to. It's not that bad. Not that great either, but it's doable. I'm okay with it. Alright, so that's a big cluster right there that we can fly to, I think. Yeah, let's just fly to it. Shouldn't be a problem. And let's see what's there. I mean, yeah, we haven't been there at all, actually. So let's fly sideways from it. Turn off dampeners and fly forward. Should we jump there instead? We could, but I don't think it's that far. So, and I want to test how long it's going to take to get max speed. And it's not terrible, but it's not as great as I thought I would get. So we definitely need to add more thrusting power there. Stopping power, however, that's gonna get tricky, right? So how fast is this thing gonna stop? When is this thing gonna stop? That's kind of what we gotta figure out very, very soon, as we might crash into this asteroid if we're not careful. Alright, we gotta stop. Alright, turn dampeners back on. We need more batteries. That topped out. And we are slowly stopping, so it's really slow. That's not good. But as long as we have some control over it, we are decent. Alright, so we are next to this cluster. I honestly don't even see anything, so we should be looking a little closer. But I think we can add an ore detector right over here. Not the best placement, but good enough. So an ore detector we'll place here. And of course, we'll change color. Bam. And get the parts for it. And at least we can scan what's in this cluster if we get close enough. And if we don't want to bring the entire ship, we can just bring the bridge ship, of course. Alright, got an ore detector. And yeah, we're nowhere close to the front. Or next to the asteroid. So let's just set the ore detector really quick. Ore detector, we can use the antenna, which we don't have right now anyways. 150 range, that's what we're gonna go for. And let's take a quick peek at what's on this rock. Ooh, yeah, we need more batteries for sure. Yeah, we added a lot of ion thrusters and we didn't add enough batteries, so that's a problem. Alright, so we're not close enough to really detect anything, so that's one thing. Another thing is we should add more batteries. Where do we add batteries? We can add it here, we can add it up here, or up here with this one here. So I think that's kind of where I want to put it, actually. So let's do that. Let's grab a battery or two. I think we're gonna do maybe 2. One here. Where is that? Yep. One here and then one down there. No, one on the opposite side. Alright, so there we go. We added actually a total of 6 more batteries in hopes of not using too much power. So the initial 2 that we put in is in the back right there, and I added 2 more in front. So it's on each side. So now since we utilize that space, we could probably put speed mods on this assembly if we need to. But if we put 6 more batteries, it looks not too bad. So left and right, we're not burning the power, and you see in the bottom right. If you go forward and back, forward and up, we can do that with no issues. But forward, left, and up, that's an issue. So I think we need to add like 2 or 3 more batteries, if anything. I would say probably 4 more, just so we don't bottom out. Okay, yeah, just so we don't bottom out on our power. So there's that. But we need some more power cells. We're gonna wait for it to produce. So in the meantime, I'm just gonna check out what's here really quickly. Maybe I see something visually, if anything. But if not, we might need to swing the bridge ship over. Okay, there it is. I see. That's either platinum or silicon. And it's silicon. Great. Okay, so that's not exactly what I wanted. I need to find another rock with uranium. I really don't want to jump to the other one just yet. And look at that. You asked for it, and guess what? You get it. That is perfect. Can we get the ship here to extract it? Yeah, I guess we can in some ways. Okay, so is it a mix of uranium and silicon? No, it's not. The silicon's right over there. Okay, so this rock has uranium, and we do need to find a way to extract it without breaking the bridge ship. That's a cluster that has it. There's so many clusters here that I think, and if it's awesome if each cluster has its own uranium and silicon. I kind of highly doubt that's the case, but definitely a possibility. So here's silicon, and if we can find uranium on this block, yeah, we can harvest the crap out of these asteroids if there's uranium in each and every one of these. But it looks like that's not the case actually. So each one has silicon. It doesn't have the uranium, so that sucks. It would have been nice. Would have been nice, but hey, let's not get too greedy. We asked for uranium and got uranium, so that's a good thing. I was about to say I lost my ship, but it's right there. Let's see. Would this have anything? Boom. Nope. Looks like ooh. This rock. 2 rocks with uranium. This is good. Because this one looks to be not surface level. Yeah, you just gotta dig a little bit into it. Not that bad. Okay. So there is 2 little rocks with uranium. We are looking good. The pipe system on top, it can use a little more work, but it's not that bad. But everything's on top, which we can definitely add more things on the bottom. Don't forget about that, right? So I don't know what to do in the bottom. This looks a bit plain, but it also looks nice at the same time to me. On top, it looks a little maybe over designed, but it's getting there. So I do like the ship. It's progressing pretty well. My next problem is adding weapons. I don't have any spot to add weapons. So if we are to evolve this somehow, how we're going to do that in order to add weapons? That is pretty much the question and the next evolution. So if you guys did enjoy this series, this episode, hit that thumbs up, like the video, comment down below, subscribe to the channel, and of course, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.